guys? Good evening. How are you doing? That's right. I'm Darryl McClish here to give you another lesson. Another lesson that I hope will help you to move ahead in your life, have a better life, and to listen, most importantly, get some of the things in life that you want. I mean, isn't what that's about? Getting things in life that you want to make yourself feel good, to make you happy, to make the people around you happy, to show people that you love them, care for them. A lot of us are always moving toward, okay, things that make us happy. And so I would like to really get into discussing things that make us happy and why we move toward them, and things that make us afraid and that we run away from. Now, the problem comes in the direction that we're running to. See, not always is it the direction that we're running to, excuse me, guys, for a second. Not always is it the direction that we're running to that gives us the most benefit for where we need to go. So, in saying that, I'm going to be taking you guys to the whiteboard, but somebody asked me a question, and I want to address that question because I feel that that question takes us a long way. And that question was, how can you help someone if you are selfish? Right, and this is really powerful. So, guys, I'm always talking about pandemic proofing your money and changing your life. It's my journey to a million, and and the reason why I'm always talking about pandemic proof your money is because a lot of us are tied to what we see right here to my right, right? And this is the Maslow hierarchy of needs. But before I get into this, right, I want to tell you guys, I want to address that question that somebody brought to me. See, Charles Darwin realized long time ago that we are selfish. Our genes are selfish. Our genes dictate a lot of our behavior um, instinctually, right? As human beings, as animals, it is our genes that dictate our behavior. As a matter of fact, we are alive today because of our selfish genes. And I was reading a book on selfish genes, pretty thick book, Richard Dawkins, The Selfish Gene, how it talks about how not in the form of emotional acts, but deeper in our genes, they have a desire for survival. So emotionally, you may feel like you're altruistic and you're doing things for the greater good, but your genes for what was it? Let me see here. They said for according to Charles Darwin, living organisms have existed on Earth without ever even knowing why for over 300,000 million years before Charles Darwin came around and gave an answer to why we exist as people. Now, a lot of people um, always try to figure out the meaning of life. Now, I'm telling people that the meaning of life is to live, obviously, all right, and to live and to fulfill um, your best, your strongest asset, your greatest value. The meaning of life is, as they say in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, is self-actualization. So let's get into the Maslow hierarchy of needs real quick. All right. So now the first one. I'm a matter of fact, I'm gonna do a list for you guys so you guys can understand what's going on here with the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Let's get a list going. Okay. The first one on the list is this, right? It is it's a psychological needs. Okay, and those psychological needs exist, okay, of obviously basics: air, water, food, shelter, clothing, sleep, and reproduction. All right. So listen, that is the first thing on the list, our psychological needs. The next thing on the needs my Maslow hierarchy of needs is your safety, right? Your safety needs. So, and what does safety exist of, guys? I mean, obviously you guys already know this, but I'm gonna just help you out just in case you don't. Your personal security, right? You want to know that you're going to be okay, your family's going to be okay, everybody around you is going to be okay, right? So your personal security. Guess what else? Employment. Your resources. Let me see if I can move this list a little bit so you guys can see it. So your resources, your health, and your property. Does anybody see anything strange going on right now in society as you look at this list? I mean, and this is just the beginning of the list of first things that I'm talking about, okay? All right. And the Maslow hierarchy of needs. The next thing on the list is what, guys? The next thing on the list is love and belonging. What is coming out of love and belonging, guys? It is obviously it's friendship, intimacy, family, and a sense of connection. The next on our list is esteem, right? You're starting, you going through these needs of the triangle, right? So the next thing is esteem. And that is basically respect, self-esteem, what you believe in yourself, your status, recognition, your strengths, and your freedom. And last on the list is, right, self-actualization. Now, to be honest, a lot of people do not get to this point in their life. I'll say 80% maybe people don't reach the top of this triangle right here because they spend their entire life struggling with all of the other levels of the triangle. And so people don't they end up ending their lives in regret because they have not become the person, um, the best, the most that one can be. All right, so this list is serious right here, right? But this is the Maslow hierarchy of needs, right? And I'm gonna shrink this down a little bit and bring it over here as a list for you guys to see. I'm gonna leave that right there. Didn't mean to do that, guys. Hold on. Okay. So anyway, this list is obviously it's backwards here, but you guys see how it's supposed to be. And this is the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Now, what is happening in society today that is causing all of the problems? Listen, I'll tell you guys what's happening today, right now. The coronavirus is happening today. So guess what? It is threatening. It is threatening in every part of the triangle. But the problem is, if one part of the triangle falls, it's just like dominoes. All the dominoes fall. If you lose air, food, water, shelter, sleep, okay, if you lose these things right here, if you lose these things right here, you have a problem, right? You have a problem because now, okay, these things link to also, guess what? Which is also being attacked. Your safety, your personal security, your employment, and your resources. These things send people into a panic, guys. Okay, once these things start being rocked in our society, and it doesn't matter whether they're real or make believe, right? The coronavirus is real. Okay, the COVID-19 is real and it is here to stay. We get that. We understand that. The same as in 1918 with the Spanish flu, right? 300 million people died during the Spanish flu. The point I'm making is that when people allow, right, through maybe panic, a lot of these things to be attacked in their Maslow hierarchy of needs, they no longer try to worry, definitely not worrying about self actualization because most people already weren't worrying about that. But they're starting to feel like they're losing their self esteem, their status, their strength, their freedoms because they're being locked in. And then guess what else is suffering? As you notice, domestic violence has risen. Okay, intimacy has fallen amongst relationships and families. And because they're not able to see each other, they're losing a sense of connection, guys. These things are happening at an alarming rate, all because of the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Now, to get back to the question of can I, okay, help someone and be selfish at the same time? The answer is yes. We are selfish as beings, as creatures, right? But one thing that you need to understand is that even though we are selfish as beings, as creatures, is that once we understand the reasoning behind our selfishness and what we do, what we have done, once we understand it, we can then control it. See, there is no way, okay, to move ahead in life, right? If you don't have knowledge of what's going on in your life, right? And that is why I need to show you guys the hierarchy of needs. I have a lot of people who they don't want to get into a workout routine because they're so worried about their safety needs. Their psychological needs are totally messed up. Um, they've been unemployed and out of work for over a month now, and so they're struggling with a lot of things. And truly, these guys are literally trying to figure out all over again whether they made the right moves in their career, and basically going backwards. Okay, reliving the past. We can't relive the past, guys. We have to constantly and consistently move forward and grow. And I'm here to help you guys grow, right? This is my journey to a million, but my journey to a million consists of me helping as many people as possible understand not only our nature as selfish beings, because here's the deal, the reason why we are selfish is the same reason why I'm speaking to you today, is the same reason why you are listening to me today. Our genes for thousands and thousands of millions of years are the strongest of the genes that continually survived, okay, in order to procreate the next iteration of genes, right? Which is our children and our generations to come. We are the result of their strongest genes. The weaker genes die off. So, us being selfish is us trying to survive as a species. And in saying that, I want you guys to know that despite COVID 19, we are going to survive as a species. We are going to survive as human beings. So I need you guys to pull together and not panic, but to understand and educate yourself so that we can move forward. Okay. So, in saying that, I want to give you guys some action steps. But before I give you guys some action steps, I want to give you guys a little something, right? Somebody showed me something the other day, and I wanted to give you guys um, a little something. Somebody asked me, so Darryl, what is the point? And the point is very simple. A lot of people try to make it a lot more difficult than what it is. So I'm going to put this right here on paper for you guys. All right. Um, the point is very simple. All right. The point is to live the life, obviously, the way you really want to live. All right. So I'm gonna put that. All right. I made this small so you guys can see it. But here it is. The point of life is to live life the way you really want to live. Now, how are you going to do that? Right? Give you guys a list. I like my little list here. Bring this list over here. Make it nice and small so you guys can see it. All right. What's the first thing on the list, right? You want a brighter tomorrow. Right? That is the point, right? You want control of your life. That's another point. That is the point. You want to avoid mistakes, right? You want to avoid mistakes. You want to live with simplicity, right? You don't want things to always be difficult. I get it, right? You want to have abundant energy. I get so many of my friends saying, Dad, I love to work out with you. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the strength. They're only in their 50s and they're near the end of their rope when it comes to energy. They're just exhausted. And they put it all on the line and they gave it all they had. And now they're at the point of where, man, they just don't have any energy to enjoy life anymore. And I feel for them and I ride for them every day and I just hope and pray that they can pull it together. Okay. Obviously, you want to be youthful. You want to feel free of pressure, right? You want to know yourself, right? And last but not least, you don't want to be afraid. Guys, these are things that this is the point of life. These are things that we want in life. These are things that we work toward in life, right? So many people, right, try to make just some of the things they want in life just too difficult, too content, too um too hard. to move forward, that what it does is it causes people, it causes them just not to act. It causes them just to be paralyzed. I'll move my picture down here a little bit, guys. Here you go. It caused them to be paralyzed and not to act. And the worst thing in the world in a crisis is to freeze, guys. I don't want you guys to freeze. I want you guys to continue to grow. I want you guys to continue to be better. And I want to continually give you guys knowledge so that you can move forward in life through a crisis. And when this crisis is over, man, I want you guys to explode exponentially. We're really, really going to get into some money and investing and everything else. But I first need to have you guys with a good mindset. So I'm going to give you guys some action steps. These action steps were given to me. And I've been acting on them ever since these action steps right here. So let's see. Some text here. All right, the first action step, guys, move this over here, right? Is it's important. I know it sounds stupid, but here you go. Stop watching the news. Hate to tell you guys, you don't need to watch the news 5 and 6 times a day to find out what's going on next. When is this going to open? When is that going to open? Now, you don't need it, guys. That is not. That is not an essential. Trust me. So stop watching the news. I made that right here in the box here, but you guys know what it is. Stop watching the news. The news is programmed to get you to watch the next episode and the next episode and the next episode. Of course, the news is like that cliffhanger that is going to keep you full of anxiety, full of wanting, full of waiting, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. The news grips you and it pulls you in like a novella, man. This is serious, like the soap operas. It pulls you right in. Okay, you guys need to understand that the news is not your friend and they're not being informative. Okay, when it's time for you to go back to work, trust me, your boss is going to send you a text message and say, bring your ass back to work. All right. So stop watching the news. Okay. Practice your social distancing, staying home, be safe, but stop watching the news. The next thing I need you guys to do, all right. And by the way, if you stop watching the news, it will calm down that uncertainty feeling that you're feeling in your chest and that anxiety during this pandemic. All right. The next thing I need you guys to do is guess what? Very important. Create a family project, either virtually or together in a home. You know, if your family's with you in a home, create a family project. If they're not and they're in different places all over the world, create a virtual project where you guys could meet up online. We meet up online every week, me and my friends. So family or group project, either way, either one you want. Okay, family or group project. It will get you active. It will get your mind working. It will keep you creative. Okay, and and you will constantly be giving. Okay, and so you'll constantly be giving value. And when you're giving value, you'll be feeling good about yourself. And you guys can kind of like talk about the project, something other than the current pandemic and crisis that's going on with the coronavirus. The last thing you guys need to do is you need to develop a routine. Plain and simple, guys. You need to develop, right? A workout ritual, a daily routine, something that you need to do, all right? But it has to be your own. So, guys, you need to develop a routine, right? So, that routine could be yoga. It could be, I do spin bike every day. So, it could be spin bike. You know, if you guys want to spin bike with me, just DM me. We can spin bike together. It could be, like I said, yoga, stretching, meditation, what bioenergetics, breathing with Wim Hof, whatever it is. It has to be something that you can do every single day and as part of your routine. So you have your routine and you get up in the morning and you move throughout your day with your routine. Later on, you meet up with your family and some type of virtual product that you guys are doing together, and it gives you a form of normalcy in your life, guys. It will guarantee it will make your life so much better, okay? Because it will bring back some type of, in your brain, you have something to constantly do, as opposed to, when you're twiddling your thumbs and you don't know what to do next because you're usually at work. What do? A lot of people turn on the TV and look at the news. A lot of people go to their phone and scroll with social media. These things are non-productive. You are going to go back a better person, a stronger person, okay, more resourceful person with a much better life, a much better fulfilled life. So when you go back to work, man, you're going to be all the way up. You're going to jump levels up that Maslow's hierarchy of needs quickly because the skills pay the bills, guys. So develop a skill, start to grow, get better, read more, watch less TV, scroll less. All right. But anyway, listen, guys, that is it for today. Hopefully, I've given you guys some extremely good value and helped a lot of you guys who are panicking and freaking out because now that it's longer than 30 days, a lot of people, they don't know what to do next. They haven't planned beyond 30 days. I'm telling you guys, this is what's going to happen next. You're going to go through that triangle mentally, emotionally, panic wise. And because you now know what you're going to go through, I bring it over to here. You got to understand to live the life the way you really want to live. Okay. Keep it simple, keep it growth, get yourself a routine, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right. Talk to you later. Have a great night. Bye bye.